He is one of the most grandiose and selfless players ever. A 6'6" kid worshipped like a god. A legend that has forever marked the history of the World Cup, Argentina, and football. This is the story of El Pibe de Oro, Diego Armando Maradona. Before continuing, don't forget to subscribe to Megafoot. Born in October 30th, 1960, Diego grew up in Villaforito, a modest suburb south of Greater Buenos Aires. Fifth child and first boy in a family of 8. He touched his first ball at the age of 6 in the streets of Villaforito and in the neighborhood club, the Estrella Roja. At the age of 8, he was spotted by a scout, who brings him to the Cebollitas team, the training center of Argentinos Junior. His technical ease is obvious. His dribbling and juggling skills are of a level unheard of for his age. Diego was only 10 years old when he first appeared in the Clarín newspaper. The journalists talk about the pibe, a kid who has the behavior and class of a future crack. In youth competitions, he flies the fields, scores goals, and they speak about young Diego as a chosen one of destiny, the hope of a whole country. He plays his first match with the pro team 10 days before his 16th birthday, against Club Atlético Talleres from Córdoba. Legend has it that he dribbles Juan Cabrera with a nutmeg from the first touch of the ball. In spite of the defeat of the Bicho, the whole stadium of La Partenal is panic-stricken by the rights of the kid of the curly hair. From its first season, El Pibe de Oro walks on water. His goal and technical gestures set the stadium of Argentina ablaze, a time when chaos. He reigns since the dictatorship of General Videla, who came to power the same year, 1976. One pro season is enough for Luis Cesar Monetti to call him up with the Albiceleste. Diego is 16 years old and he's playing his first match at the Bombonera against Hungary. But to protect the young phenomenon, the coach decides not to take him to the 1978 World Cup. Maradona cries for his non-selection, but Monetti entrusts him with the keys to the hopeful team that the young Diego will lead to a first world title the following year, alongside the other rising star, Ramon Diaz. The two players will finish joint top scorer of the competition, and Diego best player in the world. Maradona attracts conventionless. River Plate offers him a crazy salary, equal to that of Albaldo Fillol, legendary goalkeeper and the club's highest paid player. But Maradona refuses River's money and prefers to sign with rival Boca Junior. 2 months later and the two clubs meet again for the first Super Clásico. Boca humiliates River 3-0 with an unstoppable Diego, who knocked down Fillol and his defender Tarantini before scoring the second goal. That season, he scored 28 and guided the victorious campaign of the Xenisis, who won the Argentinian Championship, Maradona's first club trophy. In 82 direction Spain, first of all for the World Cup, where Maradona had a mixed first, with 3 defeats in 6 games, and an elimination in the second phase. But the Argentinian remained on the side of Catalonia, since FC Barcelona broke the piggy bank and paid 1,200 million pesetas, 7 million euros, a record at the time to recruit a young Argentinian nugget. It's true that at the time, it was cheaper to buy a young crack. At the time, it was Javier Clemente's Athletic Bilbao that dominated the Spanish championship, so it was the cup that Diego made his name. In 1983, he won La Copa del Rey, and then single-handedly destroyed Real Madrid in the League Cup final, to the point that Bernabeu stood up to applaud the player, 20 years before Ronaldinho. It was also in the cup final that Diego provoked one of the biggest general fights in the history of football the following year, after the defeat against Athletic, sanctioned with 3 months of suspension. This episode accelerated the departure of Diego, who arrived in Naples in 1984. 80,000 fans are waiting for him in the boiling Sao Paulo stadium. The club saved a point last season. But guided by El Pibe de Oro, Naples is preparing to reconquer Italy. During his first 2 seasons, Diego puts Naples back at the top of the table, qualifies them for Europe before the great season 86-87. But before that, let's go to Mexico for the World Cup. On June 22nd, England and Argentina meet at the Stadium Azteca for the final quarters. In the stands, we remember the Falklands War, which opposed the two countries 4 years earlier. And in the field, we will remember the 2 actions that will forever mark the history of football. In the 51st minute, Maradona got ahead of the goalkeeper Peter Shilton and pushed the ball into the back of the net with his left fist. The English protested, but the referee Ali Benaucer saw nothing and validated the Argentinian goal. Both teasing and witty, Diego will say in the press conference that the ball was touched a little bit with Maradona's hand and a little bit with the hand of God. But the divine Maradona also knows how to do it with his feet. The proof 3 minutes later. Diego grabs the ball before dribbling half of the English team in turn and then scoring in the empty net. Popularized as the goal of the century, this masterpiece qualifies Argentina for the semi-final. Maradona continues with an epic performance against Belgium with a masterful double. A few days later, he won against Germany, the second World Cup in the history of Argentina. With 5 goals and 6 assists, Diego is naturally elected as the best player of the competition. Maradona returns to Naples as a champion, but with other trophies to glean on the old continent. Well held by the iron defense of Ciro Ferrara and the caviar of Salvatore Bagni, Maradona had an exceptional season with Napoli, to whom he offered in 1987. The first Scudetto in its history, with the bonus of an Italian Cup. He would repeat the feat 3 years later during the epic campaign of 1990, with his new friend and fellow striker, Gianfranco Zola. Maradona and Naples outurned AC Milan European champions Baresi, Gullit, Van Basten, and the young Maldini on the final 2 days. Luminous on the pitch, Maradona gradually reveals his dark side. Diego's embroiled in several scandals about his illegitimate son, his links with Luigi Giuliano, one of the godfathers of the Camorra, and above all, his addiction to cocaine. Pelusa misses training sessions and matches. Malicious rumors are circulating up to this anti-doping test, where Diego's tested positive for cocaine. The god Maradona falls into disgrace. Suspended for 15 years and must leave the Azzurri club. A time to join Bernard Tapie's OM, Maradona finally continues his career at FC Sevilla, a season for nothing. Before returning to his native Argentina, to Newell's Old Boys for a brief stint, then to his favorite club, the Boca, to end his career. The twilight of an idol. But Maradona remains a living god. In Naples, the number 10 is officially withdrawn. The Argentinos Junior Stadium is renamed Diego Maradona Stadium. The statues and murals of Pelusa are countless in Argentina. Diego appears in books, comics, inspires films, and songs, like this hit by El Potro Rodrigo in homage to the Hand of God. Argentinian rock bands like Los Ratones Paranoicos in Manu Chao. Argentinian culture is permitted by the number 10. The idol Diego even has his own religion, the Maradonian Church, with almost 100,000 followers around the world. They celebrate Christmas on the day of Diego's birth, and as well as Maradonian Easter, celebrations on June 22nd in honor of the match against England. According to this calendar, we are therefore arriving in the year 60 after DM. He finishes his career still on the field, in the coach suit, which he has been wearing for 12 years without too much success, between Argentina, Mexico, and Dubai. Today, he's the head of the modest gym, La Plata. He has put on a few kilograms, but the myth remains intact. His dribbles, his goals, are forever engraved in the memory. He offered Argentina legendary actions and unique emotions, a World Cup, but also hope, an inspiration thanks to his left foot and a round ball. Gracias para todos, Pelusa. Thank you for watching our video. If you liked it, don't hesitate to talk about our channel around you, to love, to share. See you soon for our next video. See ya!